you so much for coming today because this is such an important issue. I first would like to welcome Bishop Paul Erickson from the Lutheran Church who will be blessing this event. Thank you.
Whatever your faith tradition might be, we all know, deep in our hearts, deep in our souls, we are better than this. We're going to keep coming, we're going to keep praying, we're going to keep acting so that all families know that this is a country in which they are welcome. This work is important because the soul of our nation depends on it. Families belong together. Amen.
We're here to demand that we close the concentration camps. It is unacceptable that there are thousands of children and families suffering right now in immigrant detentions. Children are denied soaps and toothbrushes, crowded into unsafe conditions. They're being asked to drink water out of toilets. That's unacceptable. Today, close the camp protests are happening across the country to declare that members of Congress must use all their power to stop the atrocities now. Not $1 for family detentions or deportations. Sí se puede.
Sí se puede.
Our movement has to grow stronger than the movement to try to bring back and grow what is essentially a modern-day fascist movement in this country. And I want to say, it is not just about Trump. We also have to hold accountable the folks that we voted into office who are supposed to be on our side. And while some of those folks have a good record, they have failed us in a very recent vote. We cannot have $1 more go to ICE and Customs and Border Patrol.
That's right.
Without strong safeguards that money is being used for humane reasons. We know how that money will be used, and we have to hold the line. And who's going to hold the line?
We are.
Who's going to hold the line?
We are.
All right. Thank you.
I represent a Hispanic majority district, and I represent everyone in that district. And I'm calling on all our county electeds, and our state electeds, and our Congress to represent everyone in our country. Thank you.
Thank you, Sylvia.
They are concentration camps. It's only when they say they're not. Okay? It is wrong in this country today to have separation of families and children.
That's
To
right.
do the inhumane kinds of things that they're doing in the border. It is wrong. They did it with indigenous people. They did it with Japanese people. They did it with Mexican Americans. They did it with everybody in this country that was of color and people who were viewed as less than the superior people that keep on making the decisions and running this country. We need to make sure we're to educate well the people in this community and that everybody stands behind the idea that what is happening in the border is wrong. Thank you.
We're currently working on two bills. One that is going to designate the state of Wisconsin as a sanctuary state. And the other is to prevent and prohibit any current jails or facilities to either extend current contracts for detaining immigrants or renewing them, and also to prevent any private organization from building a new detention center. We do need to hold our elected officials accountable and make sure that they do what they said they were going to do. They said they were going to stand up for immigrants. Now is the time.
My grandparents came to this country before 1920, which was lucky because if they had delayed, they probably wouldn't have made it here. We cannot stay silent as our country turns its back on people fleeing danger. We are arguing about semantics, where children are going unfed, unclothed, and unbathed, left to fend for themselves under terrible circumstances. We have to close these camps. We must reunite children with their families, and we must ensure that every human being who comes to our borders is ensured a safe and fair and legal process for seeking asylum. It's part of the promise of our country.
Amen.
For justice.
Shut it down!
For freedom.
Shut it down! respective faiths call upon us to treat each and every one with dignity and compassion. Over the past weeks, we have witnessed the inhumane treatment of those most vulnerable, human beings who are seeking shelter and security only to find the trauma of rejection and pain. All of our faiths, we have the saying in Kalamiraj, basically means that when you rule compassionately. Those with power need to exercise it with the utmost love and understanding. We can be responsible for the helping and the healing, regardless of who caused the pain. We simply encourage you to look for healing solutions and to build a more compassionate society. God bless you all.
Right now, there's 185, yes, 185 events just like this one happening from Florida to Alaska. Allow me to introduce you to little Cesar Acosta, a 9-year-old refugee from Honduras who fled after he witnessed his uncle being shot in the head by gang members. Him and his mother sold off what little they had and took that very perilous, that very dangerous journey north. He was held in detention for 8 months in a cage. They called the room the refrigerator because it was so cold. And they only gave him a piece of cardboard box to keep himself warm. Thanks to some very good people, and I want to acknowledge them, Julie Contreras and her husband Sal. I'm so pleased to report they now have asylum and they're here safe. So let me introduce you to little Roller Peace, who was forced to flee Honduras when he was 5 years old. His mother made that decision after she finally did what the gang members wanted with her, so they would return her child. To those elected officials who go on TV and say, we're going to make it so bad for them, they want to go back home. We need to tell them, no more! No more! No more! No more! This is a battle we're fighting, not just for Cesar and Noel, but for the character of our country. The country that always stands up for the weak, who always defends the little guy. Thank you all once again. Please bless these children. And God bless all of you.
I'm here because I am outraged and I'm heartbroken at the treatment of children in these camps. When my kids are at summer camps, other mothers have children in cages. While I am convincing my kids to take a bath after playing outside, other children don't have soap or toothpaste or a shower. They haven't been bathed in weeks. While I am putting my kids to bed, other children don't have a bed to sleep on. They don't have a blanket. These are children, just like our children, different only in the luck and location of their birth, and to our government, the color of their skin. If I did even half of what our government is doing to these children, my children would be taken away because my government knows. They know clearly that this is abuse and neglect. We need to tear down these camps as if our children were inside of them. We are committed, and I need every one of you to be committed to doing whatever it takes to release every single one of these children. Thank you.
We have champions running for aldermen. Justin Bielinski is a clear example of that. Drea Rodriguez is running for Milwaukee County Supervisor. Let's elect these champions into office.
Yes, it is traumatic. Yes, it is terrible. It is genocide. There is no other word to describe it. And as we get ready to go ahead and celebrate our Independence Day on the 4th of July, I want you all to remember that we are not free when we have children in cages. We are not free when we are separating families. We are here together. We can make change. There is still time. Thank you so much for being here today.
We all need to hold directly responsible the U.S. government for the drowning deaths of Oscar Martinez and his 23-month-old daughter in the waters of the Rio Grande. We must close the cages. We must shutter the camps. We need to close down the cages. We need to close down the camps. We have to stop the Remain in Mexico policy. But you also need to get active here locally.
Yes.
You need to work with the organizations that are present here to make sure that our local law enforcement agencies are not cooperating with the deportation machine, that they are not working with us, that they are not separating families. Because every time an immigrant parent is picked up on the streets of Milwaukee, a family is separated. And this must end. And sí se puede.
So please join those events. This fight is long, but it's worth it. Thank you very much, everyone.